Amazing animal facts. Blobfish, the deep sea's gentle and misunderstood marvel. Imagine a creature from the depths of the ocean, a silent, gelatinous being that glides through pitch-black waters under immense pressure. A creature so unusual in appearance that it has been wrongly branded the ugliest animal in the world. Meet the blobfish, Cycrolus marsidus, one of the most misunderstood and strangely fascinating animals on Earth. Despite its unflattering reputation in pop culture and memes, the blobfish is not a joke. It's a biological marvel, perfectly adapted to life in one of the harshest environments on the planet, the deep sea. In this essay, we'll dive into the secret life of the blobfish, uncovering its true appearance, ecological importance, and why this deep-sea dweller deserves our respect rather than ridicule. What is a blobfish, really? The blobfish is a deep-sea fish that belongs to the family Cycrolutidae, commonly referred to as fathead sculpins. It is typically found off the coasts of Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania, dwelling at depths between 600 to 1,200 meters, 2,000 to 4,000 feet, beneath the ocean surface. In its natural deep-sea environment, the blobfish doesn't look like the droopy, slimy creature often shown in viral images. Instead, it has a more fish-like, compact appearance. Its infamous look only occurs when it is brought to the surface, where the drastic decrease in pressure causes its body to expand and deform, giving it the bloated, gelatinous appearance that the internet loves to mock. The blobfish's body has very little muscle and is composed of a jelly-like, low-density flesh, which allows it to hover just above the seafloor without expending much energy. It doesn't swim in the traditional sense. Instead, it floats and gently glides, conserving energy in a world where food is scarce and movement is costly. Habitat and adaptations. The blobfish lives in the bathyal zone of the ocean, a region where sunlight never reaches, temperatures hover near freezing, and pressure is more than 100 times greater than at the surface. In such extreme conditions, most fish would be crushed or unable to survive, but the blobfish thrives. Unlike most fish, the blobfish lacks a swim bladder, an organ used to control buoyancy. At such high pressures, a swim bladder would collapse. Instead, its gelatinous body has a density just slightly lower than water, allowing it to float effortlessly above the seafloor. This adaptation makes it one of the most energy-efficient fish in the deep sea. Food is scarce at such depths, so the blobfish feeds opportunistically. It consumes edible organic matter that drifts down from above, such as small invertebrates, sea urchins, mollusks, and deep-sea crustaceans. It is a bottom-dwelling scavenger, quietly performing an important role in recycling nutrients in the ocean floor ecosystem. The misunderstood face of the deep. The blobfish's reputation took a strange turn in 2003, when a specimen was pulled from deep water off the coast of New Zealand. The decompressed, jellied mass was photographed and later became an internet sensation. In 2013, the blobfish was even voted the world's ugliest animal by the Ugly Animal Preservation Society, ironically, to raise awareness for endangered species. But this title is based on a misrepresentation. The blobfish is not ugly in its natural habitat. In fact, in the crushing depths of the ocean, it is a smooth, ghostly creature, perfectly evolved for its environment. What we see at the surface is the result of extreme decompression, not its true appearance. This unfair portrayal has overshadowed the blobfish's ecological role and fascinating adaptations. It's not a monster, but a living example of evolutionary specialization, reminding us that beauty is subjective, and that nature doesn't cater to human standards of aesthetics. Threats and conservation. Though the blobfish has no natural predators and lives in a relatively untouched habitat, it is still at risk, particularly from deep-sea trawling, a form of commercial fishing that scrapes the ocean floor. Blobfish are often caught as bycatch, unintended victims of fishing nets targeting other species. Because they live so deep, even conservationists find it challenging to study and protect them effectively. With very little known about their reproductive behavior, lifespan, or population size, the blobfish's conservation status remains uncertain. However, growing awareness of deep-sea ecosystems and the impact of human activity is prompting researchers and organizations to push for marine protected areas and sustainable fishing practices that safeguard these fragile species. Why the blobfish deserves our respect. The blobfish is a quiet, slow-moving creature with no teeth, no bioluminescence, and no aggressive behavior. Yet it survives in an environment where few others can. It does so with incredible efficiency and resilience, using its gelatinous body to defy gravity and pressure, recycling detritus, and existing without fanfare. It is not flashy or fierce, but it is functional and important. In a world obsessed with charisma and looks, the blobfish teaches us to value survival, adaptation, and quiet strength. It reminds us that the natural world is full of unexpected wonders, and that every creature has its place. Conclusion: rethink the deep, respect the unseen. The blobfish isn't a punchline, it's a deep-sea marvel. It has been unfairly judged by appearances distorted by an alien environment. When we look beyond the surface, we find not just a misunderstood animal, but a symbol of how little we truly know about our oceans, and how much more there is to discover. At Wild Wonders, we celebrate the mysterious, the rare, and the remarkable. If you believe that every animal, from the magnificent to the misunderstood, deserves its moment in the spotlight, then hit that subscribe button and become part of our global wildlife-loving family. Now it's your turn. What is the blobfish called in your language or culture? Drop the name in the comments. We'd love to learn from you and explore how different cultures perceive the deep-sea dwellers of our world.